Hi, in this video we are going to discuss about the new features and enhancements of UEM 1.4. UEM, that is the EPS cloud version, where we can manage our organization endpoints from a cloud-based console. Let's see the first change. We will support Windows 10 November 2019 update, that is 19H2 release. And in this release, we will support Mac OS Catalina variant. So this is the first change. Second change on EPS Cloud 1.4 is provision to exclude MD5 checksum from scan policy. If you want to do that, you can open a policy, and in that, in scan setting, we can exclude a file and a folder. So that file and folder exclusion can be done with respect to MD5 value. MD5 will be a unique value of a file. By adding that file value, we can exclude that from scanning. And one more scan related changes is then, that is about archive level scanning. We will support archive scan level up to 16, and any malware which is residing in the 16th level of the archive can also be detected using our scan. Now let's see how to access this in console of EPS Cloud. So this is our EPS Cloud. So it is EPS Cloud. If you just go to policies, in policies, we can see a lot of existing policies. I'm just editing one of the current policy. When we edit that policy, you will find scan setting. In scan setting, we can see the exclude files and folder option. In that, just need to click on add value. When you click on add value, now we can find one more option, that is to exclude MD5 checksum. And here we need to enter the 32 character hexadecimal value of that particular MD5 of the file, and we can add that and save it. Later on, the clients following this policy would not be scanning that files having the same MD5 value. That is one change. And another change is regarding the archive or level that we already discussed. So in order to access that, we need to go to scanner setting. In scanner, if we go to advanced setting, we can customize the scanning, and here we can see the default archive scan level is 2, that can be set maximum into 16. So this is the scan related change. Now let's go to next change, that is regarding virus scan report. We know that scanning endpoints, this is very fundamental requirement of every organization. If we have thousands of computers inside our organization, we would need to know that in case if some computers are not scanned. So we have introduced one provision to view the statistics of unscanned endpoints since last 1, 3, 7, 15, and 30 days. In order to access this particular report, we need to go to report tab in our console. So in report tab, we can find virus scan report. In virus scan, we will see the graphical representation of scanning. Along with that, now we will find a new session, that is unscanned endpoint detail. We click on that, it will give us a pie chart containing the relevant data. Now let's move to next change in EPS Cloud 1.4. That is about priority to scan notification. Being an administrator, we will create some policies. We will send out some notification to endpoints. When we send out notifications, that notification will execute at endpoint side and the task will be performed. We may send out application control scan notification. We may send out schedule scan notification. We may send out data at rest scan notification. Whatever notification we are sending out, now onwards, we can set a priority to that notification. Priority values are low, normal, high. If we set high priority for a notification, that particular scan setting will be executed at client side for the first time, and we will get the result in our reports. Now let's see how I'll configure that. For that, just open our EPS Cloud console and go to the policy. In policies, we will find existing policies. Just edit one of that. Come down and see schedule setting. In schedule setting, we can find data address scan, schedule client scan, or application control scan. Now I'm clicking on schedule client scan, and if you go to the setting of that, here we will find the scan priority. So I'm setting the priority to high, and when we save the setting, that particular notification will be executed for the first. So this is the change we have done. It is not only the case of schedule scan, it is also same as data address scan. In that also we have introduced the scan priority. If you just enable that option, we can find the priority value over here. We can edit it, and the same is also applicable with our application control scan. When you turn on the feature from here, if you scroll down, we can set the priority value. We can alter the priority value. So this is the change we have done here. Let's see the next change. That is regarding endpoint status based on heartbeat. Heartbeat, it is the communication between endpoint client and the endpoint cloud server. So every 15 minutes, that is the minimum heartbeat value we can configure in our EPS cloud. 15 minutes. So every 15 minutes, the cloud server and the client will be in communication. They will sync up each other. So in the sync up, server will come to know that whether the client is online or offline. That status will be updated in the dashboard status page now onwards. So by seeing that information, we can see whether the client is online or offline. Even we can see the last connected time of the endpoint from that status page. If we want to alter heartbeat interval, we need to go to dashboard admin settings. From there, we can move that value of 15 minutes to a higher one. So let's see that in our console practically. If you open our cloud console, when we go to status page, we can see one column displaying the status of each endpoint over here. So this is Windows XP 32X SP3 showing offline, admin 001 showing offline. When we scroll to the right, we can see the last connected time as well. And now if we move to admin setting, in admin setting, you can find the heartbeat interval. So this is the heartbeat interval. It is set as minimum of 15 minutes, maximum it can be 120 minutes. So this is the change regarding the client status. Now, one good news is there, that is we have added a provision to perform boot time scan in schedule setting scan option. Whenever we schedule a scan, we can also perform a boot time scan, and it can be performed as a quick scan or as a full system scan. Full system scan will scan the entire system. If it is quick scan, it will scan the folders of the drive where the operating system and the applications are installed. So let's see that setting in our EPS cloud. So let's go to a policy. In that policy, just edit one of the policy we have, and we can find that schedule setting here. In schedule setting, find the client scan setting. When we turn on this feature, here we can find the boot time scan option. So we can perform the scanning as a full system scan or quick scan or a full system scan. Let's enable a boot time scan option from here and enable quick scan from here, or can even enable full system scan and save the policy. So this is the change regarding boot time scan. Now, very important, that is data backup customization setting. We know that anti-ransomwares are there, which is one of the very critical threat that will encrypt the user files in the system. So even though we lost some file, we could retrieve the files back from a backup. So we do have the backup feature earlier, and now we are coming up with the customization of backup feature. So in customization, By default, the storage of the backup files will be on a drive where we will find more free space available. We can change that storage part into some other drives available, or else we can store the backup location into NAS or network share, wherever it is. Then we can also add a custom extension or a custom file type for backup. It can be XYZ, PQ, or whatever extension can be that we can enter, and the maximum file size for backup supported will be 976 GB. If we don't want to include a particular file type for backup, we can exclude that particular file type by providing this extension. If we add MP3 over here, then MP3 files would not be considered for backup. Let's see this particular setting in our console. Before that, if we have the backup of files since long time, if you want to delete that, just select the computer from the status page and select remove all backup or remove current backup and submit it. It will clear out the backup if it is not required. So now let's move to console and see the setting. In our console, we go to the same policies. We can find miscellaneous setting in the policy. In miscellaneous setting, we can find the data backup option. So by default, it is enabled and default location will be selected. Default location means the drive with more free space. It can be altered to some other drive, example, D drive, E drive, or any other drive can be selected. If it is a network location, then we can add the network path over here and we can set the authorization credentials. Then we can add a file extension. It can be PQR and the size can be added here, and that particular file of this size can also be considered for backup. If we don't want to add MP3 into backup, then we can exclude that. So this is the process for configuring or customizing our backup setting in EPS Cloud 1.4. Now, admin user role. This group admin user role is playing an important role. By default, we know that in our UEM, we do have three roles. One is admin, another one is report viewer, and group admin. Group admin is a role which will enable you to create a user account with group admin rights. When we create the account, we can make that user an admin of a particular group. Then when he logs into the console, he can manage that particular group's data. That is the concept. And from dashboard user, we can create a new user by providing the user information, and we can select the group and save it. Once we save it, the super admin or admin user can create, edit, or delete the group admin user and assign or unassign the group admin to any group. And once we do that, the group admin can generate reports in table or chart formats for endpoints assigned to its group only. When group admin logs on, the status page is displayed by default. The group admin has limited access to pages of Seqrite Endpoint Security Cloud, and the policy created by super admin or admin when applied on the group is read only for group admin. If you delete the group admin, the policies created by the group admin can be deleted if the policies are not assigned to any group and endpoints. If you delete the group admin, the policies created by the group admin cannot be deleted if the policies are assigned to any group and endpoints. So these are the points that we need to mind on this case regarding a group admin role. And one more good news is that we introduced Active Directory deployment support in our 1.4 release. By using this feature, we can download one Active Directory management tool from the portal. When you go to deployment option, you can download the tool and just install the tool in the system, any of the system in your network, and open it and provide the Active Directory container address and the synchronization interval and sync up with your AD users so that automatically the endpoint security client will be deployed into the users of that organization unit. So this is what the changes we have done into our UEM 1.4, or we can call it EPS Cloud Update 1.4 release. So thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, please come back to us at training@seqrite.com or even visit our website for further information. Thank you.